Hello, Science and Magic channel. My name is Amanda Levesque, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm really excited for this live stream. It will be for Human Design Projectors, but it's really relevant to anyone who wants to learn about feminine energy in general. My channel is called Science and Magic because my approach to feminine energy, to nervous system care, to working more deliciously contains a little bit of science, a little bit of nervous system education, and also a little bit of magic, a little bit of the unknown. So just like this, video for Human Design Projectors could be relevant to anyone who wants to learn about feminine energy, any of my videos about feminine energy could be relevant to Human Design Projectors. And this is what we're going to talk about today. I am not trained in human design, but I do share my embodied perspective in my videos for projectors because I am a projector myself. I'm a splenic projector. So I can't answer any questions about any other types, but I can do my best to answer questions from my experience for other human design projectors. Because we're talking about masculine and feminine energy for this live stream, I do want to just touch a little bit on what masculine energy is and what feminine energy is. Think of energy, not gender. So these energies, they exist on a pole and they dance in all life forms. Masculine energy is more directional, it's more linear, it's more focused. It kind of goes and gets life, it's more penetrative. Whereas feminine energy is more open, it's more cyclical, it's more soft, yielding, radiant, and magnetic. It doesn't go and get the thing, it attracts the thing in. And that's why this is so relevant to human design projectors. I put a poll up on the channel. Actually, I was going to pull that up. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull it up quickly. I put a poll up on my community board asking, if you're a human design projector, what essence do you think that you have most of, masculine or feminine, or maybe more neutral? And our essence is what we like to express most sexually and romantically. So we could express a very masculine energy in our workplace. And when we come home and we're in relationship with our loved one, with our partner, we want to express either that more focused, linear, penetrative energy, that guiding, that leadership, or we want to be more soft, surrendered, open, and receiving. That's what our essence is. So if you're more neutral, you exist kind of in the middle. If you think of it as a spectrum, you're more like in the center of that spectrum. And there was a question in the poll, actually. So thank you so much for your question. Aren't we as women inherently feminine essence beings? And it's society that dictates we take on more masculine qualities. Yes, in general. In general, most female bodies have a more feminine essence. There are always exceptions to this. Some people have female bodies and they feel more at home in their masculine essence. So this is why I put this poll up. But in general, our society has a think about it, very directive, goal-oriented, focused, go out and get the thing type of environment. So we as feminine essence beings have been conditioned out of our feminine essence. So that's why, for bringing this back to human design projectors, it can feel like, what does this mean to wait for the invitation? It feels so foreign. You can also have a masculine essence and be a human design projector. So I want to talk about some of these dynamics today. Let's see. So 53% of you said that you're a human design projector and have a naturally feminine essence. And 13% said you weren't a projector, but you have a feminine essence and you will be tuning into this. So that makes sense. I share a lot about feminine energy. I'm a feminine essence being myself. So that makes sense that those who follow this channel tend more towards having a feminine essence. 13% said I'm a human design projector and I have a naturally masculine essence. So we're going to be talking a bit about this today, not a ton. 6% more neutral, and 16% unsure of my essence. So like I said, as I start to talk about these concepts, you can start to tune into your body and see what you most long for, see what feels most native to you. A lot of us have been conditioned out of our feminine essence. So that's why I love to share about feminine energy, because I'm really passionate about elevating it in this world, because in general, this world really reveres and honors masculine, directive, linear energy. And I think the feminine energy doesn't have as big of a place as it should. So welcome in. Feel free to say hi as you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from. Also, if you can hear me, I really like to make sure you can hear me. And feel free to ask questions as we go about this. Definitely give this video a like right away. I strongly encourage, if you're someone who tunes into my videos and that you enjoy what I share, really supporting my work through liking, through commenting, through sharing helps my channel more than you can know. So thank you so much for doing that. For Human Design Projectors, let's talk about that now. And if you have any questions about masculine, feminine energy, feel free to ask. I know some of you are tuning in as Human Design Projectors who maybe aren't as I guess, well-versed in masculine, feminine energy. From Kansas City, hi Jane, welcome. So our aura as Human Design Projectors, our energy, how we radiate is more penetrative. It splices through. We really see people. We really see things. We really see systems. And we don't have to do much. It just comes natural to us. So it can be overwhelming to be in front of a projector if you don't invite them in, because it's a lot. It feels like, okay, I'm being, my energy is being really seen. I'm exposed and I didn't ask for it. Our strategy is waiting for an invitation. So if we were to just go and get the thing with that's masculine, with our more masculine aura, the penetrative aura, that is overwhelming and can be completely repulsive to people, to situations, to other energy. So to wait for the invitation, which is sitting back and it's opening our energy and radiating, this is all very feminine, then we're invited in. Our aura, our ability to see is invited in, and then we are seeing ourselves. I hope this makes sense. Hi from Chile. Oh, hello. I love YouTube all over the world. It's beautiful. So since our strategy is feminine in nature, like I mentioned before, any of my videos on feminine energy will be relevant to you, because this is how we navigate through life as Human Design Projectors. We wait for the invitation. And this can feel often to many of us, especially if we're conditioned out of our feminine essence, especially if you have a masculine essence, it can feel disempowering. Like, what, do I just sit around and wait, like do nothing? It can feel really uncomfortable. So I talk about this in several of my videos for Human Design Projectors. Waiting isn't necessarily doing nothing. It means pouring into you. It means making yourself luscious so that you can be invited in. It means directing your energy that's so direct outward, inward to you, so that you can radiate and shine and then draw experiences to you. I learn most about masculine and feminine energy through metaphors that are related to nature. So I like to talk about it in terms of water. I just did a video about feminine sparkle in terms of water and water holders. I did a video on feminine warmth and talked about like fires. So I really like gleaning from Mother Nature. And then I also enjoy talking about feminine energy from my direct experience as a feminine essence being. And that's how I like to talk about being a projector as well. There has been no greater teacher in my body and in my life than partner dancing. I love to do Latin dance, salsa and bachata. I want to explore this energy of waiting for the invitation in terms of dance. And I don't know if I have any other dancers who are tuned in or who watch my channel, but I would love to hear about that in the comments or in the chat if you enjoy dancing yourself, because this will be a really fun exploration. Before I do this, I want to share about a couple of my offerings from my business. So I have a 3 coaching session package, and this is a really, really good way to start working with me without signing up for like a 2-month or a 6-month. Obviously, the longer you work with me, the more the deeper the results will be and the more transformative, but we can get a lot done in 3 sessions. And how I do it is it's 3 private coaching sessions, and then I give you a task list for things for you to do in between those sessions. And then we talk about those embodiment practices and your homework, as I like to call it. But I can do anything from exploring feminine energy to general nervous system care to for Human Design Projectors, how to embody some of these things, like waiting for the invitation, letting go of control, how to work strategically in a 3-hour chunk of time. So I have linked that. I pinned that in the chat. And you are welcome to check that out. I also have one more really exciting thing that I'm offering. It is called the Cosmic Embodiment membership. So I'm going to put it in the chat right now, actually, so you can take a look as I'm talking. And then, of course, I'll put this in the comments if you're watching the replay. But this is a way to connect with me every single month. I will be sharing either recorded videos or live videos and meditation experiences for the new and full moon every month. I think a lot of astrology is very heady. At least that's how I experience it. It's like, oh, I'm like in my head the entire time I'm learning about it. So over the past couple of years, I've had a lot of experience working with clients and my members and offering yoga experiences to bring that cosmic energy into the body. And if you want to talk about feminine energy, this is amazing. Like moon energy is feminine. It receives light from the sun and it's cyclical, which is not linear. So it's cyclical energy. And then bringing it into the body and out of the head is feminine energy. So this would be a really, really amazing way. There won't be coaching involved, but for you to tune in, to drop into an experience of your body that mimics that of the cosmos, of the moon. And there'll be meditation, reflection questions, and yoga for the new and full moon every month. And you can either purchase an annual membership or you can just purchase monthly. So it's a really kind of low stakes, if you will, but like easy way to kind of interact with me. So I linked that below and in the chat. Okay, those are my 2 big offerings for now. So like I said, I'm a feminine essence being with a masculine aura, because I'm a human design projector. So this means when I get ready to go out dancing, part of my ritual is in getting ready. I love it. I love going out dancing because I feel so in my feminine energy. And I wanted to kind of explore what I do when I go out dancing, because I have chosen to be someone who waits to be asked to dance. And in social dancing, really, like, traditionally the men ask the women, but really in today's world, at least where I live, like women can ask men, women can ask women, vice versa. Like it's pretty interspersed. So we go by follows and leads. The follow is the dancer who pays attention and is guided by the lead's direction. So the lead has the moves, the lead through a series of moving the hands, the arms, offering nonverbal direction, guides the follow. And then the follow can respond to that movement and has to be willing to follow. So not anticipating, not trying to control the movement, but of course, adding their own flair to the movement. So when I go out dancing, I'm very much like, I'm resting in my feminine energy because I'm waiting to be invited. It's literally waiting for an invitation, like actually waiting for the invitation. That's why I wanted to talk about this in this way. So what do I do? When I'm sitting on the edge of the dance floor, the first thing I think about that would make me more likely to get an invitation to dance, to share a dance with a lead, would be my body language. So if I'm sitting in a corner with my arms crossed, my jaw clenched, looking down, am I open for an invitation? And as I'm sharing this, it's an energetic embodiment that you can bring to any experience. So just because I'm sharing what it's like on the dance floor, which is literally an invitation, I invite you to think about what it's like when you're writing an email and sending out, putting yourself out there to your email list, or when you walk into a store, or when you step onto a stage to share a speech. This is an embodiment every single day that we as projectors should strive strive is such a masculine word. Should strive though, should strive to understand and to embody. So if I'm like in the corner, arms crossed, jaw clenched, looking down, brow furrowed, probably not going to get asked to dance unless someone knows me, looks like, maybe she's having a bad day. I'm going to go ask her to dance. But by a stranger, by, someone who hasn't danced with me, and probably not a lot of people who know me, I might not even be seen if I'm in the corner. Now, if I'm standing on the side of the dance floor and my body's soft, my jaw's unclenched, I'm in my back space, I'm standing tall, and I'm open in my energy. I'm in my heart. We're going to talk about that in a second. I'm more likely to be asked to dance. And think of positioning here too. If I put myself as projectors, we have to think about where we're putting ourselves, where we're physically positioning ourselves. Right now, I'm being seen on YouTube, right? I'm not on YouTube, but I am standing on the edge of the dance floor and I am being seen by all of you. So where are you putting yourself? Are you, if you're wanting to go on dates, are you being seen? Are you bringing yourself to a restaurant that you find delicious and, sitting at the bar and ordering yourself a delicious meal and just being there? Or are you hiding at home, eating a pint of ice cream? There's nothing wrong with ice cream, but I'm just painting a picture, watching, TV or something. You're not being seen at all. So we want to make ourselves seen. And then as we make ourselves seen, we want to think about our body language. And this is, even if we don't have physical presence around us, this is our energy. So how's the body? And this is a lot of what I work on clients with nervous system care, of understanding that a lot of us being clenched and tight and braced has to do with an over agitated nervous system. So that's why step one is softening. And this is very feminine in nature, how to soften, how to be open, how to be inviting. Think about too, are you closed off? Are you turned away? Or are you, now you don't want to be sitting straight on forward because that's very kind of more aggressive. But if you can be resting in the back space with your awareness all around you, that's more of the energy, and soft in this from the center, resting in you, because remember, our energy naturally goes out. So if we send it out, that is a little bit too much. So we want to rest it back. I hope this is making sense. Let me know if it's making sense or if questions are coming around. The next piece of this is my energy in my heart. So feminine energy lives in the heart, and you can literally measure the aura of the beat of the heart. So the magnetic field around the heart is 60 times the amplitude of the energy around the brain. This means that the heart radiates and it connects to other hearts. And there's so much more I could get into with this. There's science offered by the Heart Math Institute about the power of resting in the heart. But the heart has its own intelligence, its own nervous system, thus its own brain, its own sensory capabilities. And when we rest in the heart, we tend to be more compassionate, more kind, we have more depth to us, whereas the head has a bit more air. It's a bit more out of the body. So as you're standing, as you're softening, as you're kind of radiating at 360 degrees and resting in your center, can you bring your attention into your heart? And in the heart lives this unconditional love. And this is naturally magnetic. I mean, who doesn't want to be around kindness and love and softness? So that's step two. And that's where feminine energy lives as well. The next part of this is, how am I dressed? Like literally, how am I dressed? And how does how I'm dressed make me feel as I'm standing on the edge of the dance floor? Yes, wearing some sort of beautiful dress or sexy outfit might bring me invitations if I'm kind of cowered in the back corner. Probably not, though. I won't be as seen. But if I'm standing in my softness, in my heart, if I'm standing tall in confidence, if I'm resting my feet on the floor, and then if I'm feeling cute, dressed up in a beautiful outfit, and, have my makeup and my hair done, I'm going to feel a type of way just standing there. And that feeling is what draws energy in. And this is part of feminine energy. I talk about pronotum nervous system care first, and then, doing your beauty rituals, things that will help you find that innate vitality, and then dress up, then do the nails, then do the hair, then do the makeup. If you're someone who doesn't like to wear dresses, makeup, maybe you're a guy watching this, wear an outfit that you feel confident in, that you feel good in. It could be anything. It's the inquiry here is what makes me stand tall, what makes me feel good. So the next part is to be open and not needy. So I'm not standing on the edge of the dance floor, eyes darting, anxious, heart rate increasing, waiting to be asked, like needing to be asked, because that is a very more directional, goal-oriented energy. Instead, I'm having a good time by myself. I'm enjoying watching the others dance. I'm enjoying being out. I'm enjoying being in my outfit. And if someone wants to come enjoy that with me, they are welcome to come enjoy that with me and ask me to dance. That's how you wait for the invitation. This one's so interesting because think of how needy many of us are with what we desire. Think of how much, like, say we have a goal for ourselves, or we really want a certain thing, and we think about it, and we need it, and we start to get anxious about it. Think of all your energy that's going towards that thing. As a human design projector, that is repelling that thing. Instead, rest back into your most stunning self and trust that if that thing doesn't come, you'll get a different invitation. That is the most magnetic energy. It's very feminine too. Do you have any advice on how to collect your feminine energy and transform it into something that is more solid, linear, and penetrative? I find that I enjoy my feminine so much, but it's not productive. I'm having a hard time translating on how this applies to work, money, and business. I love this question. So collect your feminine energy and transform it into something that is more solid, linear, penetrative. Feminine energy will never be that. So what you're talking about is being more like the flow of masculine, feminine energy dances in all of us. And so there are times to animate that masculine energy, and it is so healthy to do that. If we were all feminine energy, you're right, we wouldn't get anything done. There's no direction. So the key is learning when to activate masculine energy and how much of it feels good for you. And I would say for human design projectors, and Jane, I don't know if you're a human design projector, but that's where that guidance of the 3-hour workday comes in, because we're programmed to think of work as output and something that takes energy, which that's more masculine. So thinking about what fills you and getting into kind of a career that fills you up naturally. So for example, me being here, I've learned to love live streams. Like I was really, really looking forward to this live stream. So it doesn't take a lot of energy for me to be here live with all of you and sharing. But initially, to set up my YouTube channel, to film myself, to get up the guts, to be live, to even, watch myself be filmed, it's very vulnerable. So that took masculine energy. I had to really pull that and stay directive and have a goal of having this many videos up. But now, because I have kind of created a system, I have my camera, I have my mic, I have my rhythm, I can kind of do those things. It takes less energy. And then I show up and I'm in my flow, which is feminine, if this makes sense. So initially, starting a business might take a bit more masculine energy, but if you set up systems and structures, which is that masculine energy that can hold you in your feminine, then you can be in your feminine more and more and more. Does this help? How to collect your feminine, transform it. Yeah, you can never transform feminine energy into masculine, but you can access your own inner masculine. And yeah, feminine can be enjoyed. That's what it is. It's enjoyment. But masculine energy is really, really important because it gets shit done. Like it really does. And we need that. The thing is, our society in general, most of us really do more of the get shit done and less of the enjoyment. So that's why I often share more about the feminine part of that. but you can be someone who's so much in their feminine essence and could use a little bit more masculine direction. So the fifth part of, what I do when I go out dancing is I offer myself as a gift. I really have this feeling of like, okay, I'm here, I'm having a fun time. Now dance me. How do you want to dance? And I don't say this obviously, but I feel it. And I let myself be a presence that can be enjoyed. This is the embodiment for a human design projector of like, how can you let your guidance be enjoyed? How can you let yourself be danced by your invitations? It's surrender. But the things that you have control over is how you are residing in your body, how you're dressing your body, and how you feel about how you're dressing. And that's about it as projectors. So that's why the things that we do is really important to pour inward, to take care of ourselves, to not be burnt out. We also have control over, I have control over what I'm learning, like what I'm putting in, the fact that I have gone to dance classes, the fact that I do go out dancing, I know how to dance, that I'm known by people when I go out dancing as someone who can dance and who can follow. That's what I have control over as well. But who's going to ask me to dance, how they're going to get me to dance, that stuff, don't have control over. So think about that in your own life. Like you have agency over your vitality, your radiance, how you're presenting yourself, and how you're feeding your expertise. These are all things that you pour in as you're waiting for the invitation. And then that 3-hour chunk where you're really supposed to be doing something and not waiting, that could be anything. That's that like grunt work to like, oh, I have to respond to some emails, or I'm going to show up for this scheduled client session, even though I'm not feeling in the flow with it today, even though I love it, I'm going to show up to that. Or, anything that takes that energy. I'm going to build my desk to put my computer on, and I'm not in the flow when I build a desk. I hope this is making sense. Welcome. I'm so glad that was helpful. Welcome, Amber. I'm so glad to have you here. So the 5 things that I think about and that we can think about as human design projectors, and please give this video a like if you're tuning in. 1, body language. How am I holding myself? Actually, there was 6 things. There's body language, how I'm holding myself, how I'm carrying myself, and what that does to my energy. 2, where I'm placing myself, where I'm putting my physical body, where I'm putting myself online. How am I exposing myself to receive invitations? How am I putting myself out there? 3, I rest my energy in my heart, which naturally radiates. 4, I dress myself so that I feel good, so that I feel confident. And the dressing myself is a ritual. Like I play cool music, and I listen to a podcast that makes me feel amazing. I just make it a ritual. 5, I'm open, but I'm not needy. So I am willing to be danced by whoever wants to dance. But I know that at the end of the night, if I go home and one person has asked me to dance, doesn't matter. I still had a good time in and of myself. And that one person really enjoyed their dance with me. The last one is I offer myself as a gift. My beingness, my beauty, my radiating energy is a gift to whoever's asking me to dance. And so again, this is a metaphor, but I'm wondering if you're taking home any messages that are relevant to your own life and to your own business, romantic life, desires that are relevant. All of these principles too of standing somewhere, of radiating and magnetizing feminine energy. Same thing. It's extra important to be in our feminine energy in relationship to our desires if we're human design projectors, which is why I'm doing this. And I invite you all to watch any of my feminine energy videos. I have a whole playlist of them. I have also been playing around with learning to lead. And I did take some classes to learn how to lead, and it was kind of fun, but at the end of the day, I felt too in my head. Like I don't dance to be in my head, because as a lead, you're really learning the moves and you're learning to direct the experience, to turn, to pivot, um, to pull close, to create distance, and you're guiding the experience. So it got really heady for me. And because I'm a feminine essence being, it didn't feel natural for me. Um, and then the other piece of this, going to class was a little easier because I don't have to ask anyone to dance. Like they all just kind of rotate. But it is so awkward for me to ask anyone to dance. Like it really, really is. Because I have that more penetrative aura, that human design projector aura, when I go and ask someone to dance, I not only feel uncomfortable as a feminine essence being, but I can tell that they feel kind of uncomfortable too. And maybe I could be making this up in my head, but I just really feel that. And no one has said no to me, but it just feels a little bit unnatural. And I have decided that I prefer to just, wait, rest back, and receive the invites. And this is, there's plenty of women who ask other people to dance. So like I said, traditionally the men ask the women to dance, but in our current dance scene, it can kind of intersperse. But I've chosen, because of these two things, that I'm a feminine essence being and I like to be in my feminine energy, and that I'm a human design projector with a really intense aura, to just rest back and let the experience unfold and let that be a practice for me. On a live stream, do you feel like the invitation or the lead? Ooh, I like this question. In a live stream, do I feel like the invitation or the lead? Well, I'm definitely guiding right now. So I'm in my projector energy of guiding. I'm guiding a conversation. I am sharing my thoughts, but you all are actively inviting me in. And this is why I love it when you ask questions. I love it when you comment. I love knowing you're there when you're liking this, because it helps me to feel invited in. The beauty of this is that on YouTube, you can leave if you're repulsed by my aura. Like I'm not sending you a link unless you've opted in to subscribe to my channel, or opted into my newsletter or my text list. So I'm not just, randomly person on the street, sign into my YouTube live. That would be out of design. So in this way, I'm sharing my projector. I feel like I was invited in by all of you, if that makes sense. If you are, tuning in and interacting and asking me questions are invitations for sure to share. They feel really good. I don't know if any projectors who are tuning into this also like questions, but I love being asked questions. I feel that whenever I approach people, Rebecca says, yeah, I feel that too. It just feels unnatural. And again, this could be something I'm making up in my head. I don't know, but I've just noticed that I prefer to have an open body language, and you can have a friendly eye contact and in that way be approached. So it's unnatural for me to, direct my experience. This is so applicable to life. Okay, what if someone has a masculine essence, and 13% of you said that you had a masculine essence, but you're human design projectors, which means that you feel more at home, guiding, leading, directing, getting stuff done, goal-oriented, strategy-oriented. How do you wait for the invitation? If you have a masculine essence and you prefer to ask people to dance, and you have a really intense aura, what does that mean? I've only thought of one kind of metaphor of this, and I'm curious if anyone tuning into this or watching the replay has other thoughts. But I thought, if I had a masculine essence and I prefer to ask people to dance and I prefer to be a lead, I would wait for an invitation of that open body language, of eye contact. So being really tuned in, the invitation isn't a direct action, but it's a feeling, and it's all these things I'm describing. So it's layered, right? Because your invitation isn't a direct action, but it's like, okay, this person over there kind of made eye contact and smiled at me, or this person's body language is really open to me and they see me, or this person came up to me and started talking to me. Maybe they would want to dance. rather than just going up to, oh my gosh, it'd be the worst if you went up to I don't want to project your experience, but I think it'd be the worst if you went up to the person in the corner with their arms crossed and asked them to dance. That would not work. That would be way too much. Or someone who maybe doesn't notice you, you have to really feel it out. But your invitation is more in noticing that layer of feminine energy. I hope that makes sense. And I described that the right way. And I was trying to think of how that would apply to life, like an opportunity. Let's say you're talking to someone who has a podcast. And this is one thing too. I don't pitch myself to be on podcasts or to be on, interviewed on YouTube channels because it feels uncomfortable. Like it just doesn't feels too much. I really have to wait to be invited in. But let's say that you're a masculine essence person and a human design projector. You might mix this opportunity with you're talking to someone who has a podcast at a coffee shop because you got into a really good conversation. They start asking you about your work. And okay, so you start sharing your work and they seem really interested. They keep asking you questions. Maybe then you could say, oh, interesting. What if we had a conversation about that on your podcast? That would be a really direct, like it's an indirect way, but you're still directing energy. And if you're a feminine essence being, maybe you don't want to do that. But rather than say like, I want to be on your podcast, it'd be so intense. Masculine essence being and a human design projector, this person might be like, whoa, too much, or might be clunky, But if you say what, give options open, but you still can kind of direct the energy. So you wait to be invited in energetically. And then you can be more directive once you're invited in energetically, but it takes sensing for sure. It takes a tenderness. Any questions? Any questions? That's the end of what I have to share, but I'm here for as long as you want to ask any questions, or if you have any comments, I would love to chat a little more. And if not, this can just be the end of it. Again, remember I have that 3-session coaching package, which I love offering. It's so fun to work with people and we can actually dive into a lot. So I can offer feminine energy guidance. I can offer guidance as a human design projector. I can offer how to approach your work in a more delicious way. I can offer visioning for how to shift out of work. I love working. It's called the exploratory coaching package, and we can explore any of those things. So that link is pinned in the chat, and it's also in the comments. I also have that cosmic embodiment membership, which I'm so excited for. And I put that in the chat. It'll also be in the comments, but bi-monthly yoga classes, a yoga class for each new and full moon, a meditation for each new and full moon, and reflection questions for each new and full moon. So that means you get 2 yoga classes, 2 meditations, and reflection questions every single month. And it's an amazing way to connect with me. Some of them are pre-recorded. I will say that. Some of them are live. And it's a great way to embody moon energy, to relax your nervous system, to connect with nature, to have some time to yourself, and to feel more feminine. Ooh, which aligned projectors do you look to? Well, the main one I can think of is Amina Irfan of the Universe Guru. I talk about her a lot in my videos, but I feel like I owe her a lot because she really pushed me to start my channel. And you know what's funny is the whole reason that I have this channel is because she urged me to do it in her CEO Boss Queen program. And I found her because I was looking up Human Design Projectors. Talk about full circle. So because I was looking up Human Design Projectors because it felt good, I would think I was cooking dinner, her videos came up. I resonated with her so much. I remember she had a bed in her background and she was like, I like to just, I'm an introvert. I like to read. I like to take it easy. And I was like, who is she? And yeah, I just started working with her. And she said, if you start a YouTube channel, I'd love to have you on my channel. And so we recorded a conversation 2 years ago. And that's linked in the show description as well. It's really good. It's about it's about the invitation, like letting people come to you. But she's great. And she's the main one I can think of right now. She's so aligned. As a projector, I have a hard time being seen, like the ice cream example. Do you have any advice? Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I love being home, right? Yeah, but have to, so I'm curious, like what you do and how you can be seen in what you do, and in what ways do you want to be seen? So if you're wanting to date, and you don't necessarily want to go out, take your physical body out somewhere, and you like to be at home, you might put yourself strategically on different dating websites and apps that resonate with you, that would be in front of people you would want to receive that invite to go on a date with. If you have a coaching business like me, I don't go like out and networking anymore, especially after the pandemic. I just kind of got into a rhythm of being at home. So I don't go out to like community co-working spaces or networking events or conferences. So how I'm seen is on YouTube and on my podcast. Those are the main ways. And from there, people invite me in more through my text list and through my email list. So that's how I'm seen. So think about, I think we live in an amazing time with the internet that we can be seen in different ways. Like I have an Instagram, for example, but that's not a huge place where I'm seen. I don't put a lot of energy into it. I love YouTube. That's what resonates with me. So there's all these different places on the internet where you can also be seen. It could be TikTok. It could be starting an email. It could, it could be a variety of things. So just if you don't like putting your physical body out places, digitally, where can you be seen? I hope that helps. Mina is how I found your channel. I found her on YouTube the day I discovered I was a projector too. Yeah. And I think a lot of human design projectors, a lot of you probably found me through that conversation I'm talking about, because it was such a good conversation. And it's gotten a lot of views. And so my channel is kind of linked to her through there. But I highly recommend, if you haven't tuned into her, go her way. She's incredible. She has information on being a human design projector. She has information on masculine, feminine energy, a lot of it. She has information on manifesting. And if you guys have any ideas of human design projectors who resonate with you, share them, please. I would love to learn more. Also, my friend Jamila, I've had her on my channel a couple of times, and we had a last conversation. We talked about being a human design projector. I'm actually going to link that. Let me see if I can find it in the chat. But she's great as an embodied projector. And give her a shout out. Any other questions? Yeah, we have moved through the path of least resistance. I'm going to put that in the chat. You can check out that conversation and then find her channel as well. Well, I think I'm going to let you all go. I so appreciate you being here. I love, love, love connecting with you in this way. I love sharing my guidance as a projector. So thank you for inviting me into your day and into your experience. And I really hope that this offered value for you. Again, if you have questions, if you have anything to add, feel free to interact with me. I'm always posting in my community board polls and things, interactive things like that. And yeah, I will see you later.